Today we are going to Yemen, to the Middle East. I guess this is a case study when the question of who destroyed Yemen. We know that the Gulf countries have initiated a new force against Yemen, have been attacking Yemen for almost 1.5 months. The question is, why did they attack Yemen? And what is the history tell us based on V-Dem data? So, okay, the question is, the wars between South Yemen and Yemen have lasted for a long time. They have 3 major wars, and then unification of Yemen in 1994 was based on 4 elements: decentralization of the institutions, neutralization of the military, and modern electoral system in new local governance arrangement. But 4 months later of the agreement in 1994, the war erupted again. And then the Gulf countries pushed Abdallah, the former president, and then they defeated South Yemen again. So officially we don't know the terminology of how South Yemen been under the sovereignty of Yemen. We don't know that it's, personally I believe that there is an occupation of southern Yemen by Yemen. Going to the why, so how the executive destroyed Yemen. Why we have. Based on V-Dem data here, we can see that head of the state respect constitution. Here, the yellow line is Yemen, while here is southern Yemen. After the unification here, as we can see from the past, that Southern Yemen have more respect for the constitution than Yemen itself. But after the unification, instead of the rest of the constitution go up to the level of Southern Yemen here, no, it dropped down. The breakage of violation of constitution become more and more. That give us more picture about what happened in reality. The second thing, egalitarian components index in Yemen. As we can see here, southern Yemen is high, but after the unification, it dropped down to the level of Yemen itself. The third measurement, the judicial constraints on the executive index, where here instead of, it dropped down again to the level of Yemen, and it became stable until 2010, which didn't move until the data we have so far. And the fourth index is, can head of the state propose legislation, which is yes. In South Yemen, it didn't. There was very much stable. But here we can see in 2010, it dropped down in total as Yemen, because it was before the revolution of what's called the Arab Spring. There is a great deal of Abdallah. What this means? This means that the executive in Yemen have contributed very much to the dissatisfaction by the southern Yemeni and increased the hostility of southern Yemeni to the whole political system. They were not satisfied with the political system. They fought against the political system peacefully and non-violently for a long time, even though the Yemeni society is a tribal society, and almost based on data that in each house there's 2 weapons, so it's a very heavily militarized society. So the policy implications here, first thing, one, we shouldn't look at what's happening in Yemen as a sectarian war between the Houthi and the Yemeni government. It's rather dissatisfaction or conflict between southern Yemen and Yemen itself. And this, we should deal with this based on this fact. The second policy implication, which means we shouldn't repeat the same mistakes when with the executive supporting the civil society organizations in Yemen, but ignoring the fact that we have to focus on good governance measures in southern Yemen, how to engage them into the policy-making process. The third one, which is very important, the constitutionalization of the power sharing. As we know, the next move, as we policymakers and international organization, we should push more institutionalization of power sharing. Yemen is deeply divided society now, and power sharing shouldn't be informally done, informal institutions, as it's currently being done with the President Hadi and others, like 2010 agreement. Institutionalizing the power sharing will result in a more democratic, towards democratic steps. Thank you.